Hello again, we have another 1/400 scale variety mix of some vehicles. Today we have some buses, some tiling equipment, which I'll get into, and then military, and then the largest concept tank ever conceived of. Okay, so we're starting off today with the Mercedes 0322 bus. It's a classic bus, obviously. I don't know what decade though, I can't remember if it's from the 60s or the 70s or what, but maybe 60s or 50s even. Alright, let's get this guy out. And then this next one is another classic, but from America. This is called a GMC 4107 Buffalo bus. Pretty cool. I remember seeing these things as kids, the Greyhound buses that were like this. May have even ridden on one, I can't remember. The next bus is a modern bus. It's a TAM Vive TH bus. So, yeah, a European bus of some sort. Not too big, but modern. Much bigger here. This is called a Buskar Bus Star DD for double-decker. So now we're talking a pretty big bus if you compare it to that Range Rover. I messed up with the Sharpie there and I was too lazy to repaint it. It's pretty hard to paint these little 1/400 scale guys, but oh well. I can collect a lot more at 1/400 scale. And then a huge bus, which I oddly learned about by collecting Choro cues. This is called a Neoplan Megaliner. So it's a double-decker, and I saw images of it in Japan. But I got a Chorokyu video of this thing if you want to look that thing up. And so I decided that bus is so cool, I'm going to model it myself. And so I did. The last bus is an articulated bus. It's a Mercedes again. And this is called a 0405G. So this articulation is two pieces, but it can pivot around all right. All right, so we're going to now get into tiling. It's relative to fields and farming and stuff like that. So what happens is when you dig trenches and lay pipes under the ground of a farming field or whatever it might be, construction site, I guess that's called tiling. So we're going to start with some of the giant tractors that do this sort of stuff. So this is called a Hydramax 3320, and it has a V-Plow attachment on it. So this thing, although this looks like the front, this is actually the back. So when this thing moves, it goes that direction, and it pulls this plow through the dirt. It obviously lowers into the dirt. And so that's used to create V trenches in farm fields. All right. This next one is called a Buckeye 7340, and this is a wheel trencher. So this wheel here has a bunch of buckets on it, and then it's spinning, and each bucket takes a little bit of dirt up with it. And so again, it pulls in that direction away from us as it pulls this wheel through the ground and trenches it out. At the same time, it's laying a hose through this boot here, and it lays a pipe after it digs the trench immediately. So interesting stuff. Sorry, I'm just rearranging these things in order so I can show them all at the end. This next one I think I may have shown before. I don't know, I can't remember. They're all so similar. This is a Wolf 540 trencher with a multi-link plow. Maybe I showed the other one with a parallel link plow. Yeah, so this is just a blade that digs through the dirt to create a trench. And then this blade actually does go down, but all right, this next one here, same thing, same concept as a blade trencher, but this is a Braun 585. All right, so pretty big. All four of those, and these next two, you can get in 1/64 scale and larger by a gentleman, username Foster Racing on Shapeways. You can contact him through Shapeways. Or actually just do a search 1/64 Braun or Hydramax or something, and you'll find a website where they're already painted, assembled, all that stuff. So if you don't want to model the stuff yourself. This guy will. Alright, anyways. So this is called an Aggregain Maxi trailer, and this has a pipe roll on it. So it's these pipes that get buried into the dirt, and they're probably draining water away. That's what I assume it's for. So this trailer, would be on the back of a pickup or something like that, and then they lay the pipe down, spool down, and they put it on a machine, one of those trenchers themselves, or this other machine I'm going to show you in a second here. This is called a Braun 175. So that spool would actually rest in these 3 tines, or actually it could carry, never mind, that middle thing moves left and right depending on how wide the spool is. So this guy will also trench out. It's got this blade trencher back here, but it also carries a spool, so it can actually lay pipe down after it trenches. It's interesting, very interesting. Okay, let's move on to the next subject now, military vehicles. That's the last subject of the day. And get a little Chinese love. This is a Dongfeng EQ2050 Maxi LUV. I think Dongfeng is the company because I built like a cement mixer from those guys, or a propane tank truck. But I'm guessing the model is called a Maxi, or military code EQ2050 or something like that. LUV, I assume, is an acronym for light utility vehicle. Sorry, I'm trying to get that other vehicles out of the background. Okay, so that's what this guy is. This next one here is built by a company called Thales, or maybe it's a conglomerate of European companies, or I don't know where Thales is from, but this is clearly a modern vehicle, and it's called a Hawkei, Hawkei. So it's just a small armored vehicle, and it seems to have like a canvas back. Maybe it carries some troops if necessary. Sorry, I'm gonna have to show that background. Unfortunately, I just don't have a proper setup to show off every scale in the world. So you got to see the vehicles in the back. Okay, this truck here is built by Oshkosh. That's a U.S. truck company. They make a lot of military trucks and stuff. It's got the M1083 truck. So it's a militarized truck, and obviously it's a pickup truck of some sort. Move stuff around. This next one I've actually shown before, but it had a broken turret, so I printed out a new turret. This is an Iveco Centauro. So Iveco is an Italian brand of military and commercial truck manufacturer, and this is a nice little 8x8 vehicle. It's a slightly older vehicle though. Reason knowing is I have the Centauro 2. So that's also by Iveco. You know what, let's just show both of them up there at the same time. So the turrets are slightly different, obviously. It's just a little more modernized. Maybe the chassis is the same, but some of the little odds and ends stuck on it are different. I'm not sure. Could be wrong. Alright, let's get these guys out. And then similar in appearance is for the Japan Ground Self-Defense Forces. This is called the Type 16 MCV, and it as well as a 4-axle tired tank of some sort. I think I'll have maybe these wheeled tanks are because they're just more efficient. It's more efficient to roll on tires than to lay an entire tread down. Although a tread is going to give you more flotation, so, but just, well, I don't know. I don't know what's better. You know, in a real military situation with no roads, probably a real tank with treads. But since so much of the world is already laid down with roads, and dirt roads at least, maybe that's why they're going towards tires. Alright, second to last now. This is an interesting one. This is a Polish tank, but it's a prototype. I'm not sure if it's ever gone into production, but it's called the PL01. And it's obviously very modern. It looks like something out of a video game. It looks like a stealth fighter with treads. right? And I think that's what they were going for. I'm not even sure if there's people in the turret. It might be fully automated for all I know. All right, but anyways, it was so cool that I decided to model it. It's obviously bigger than the Ranger over there. Okay. Now the very last one. Oh boy, we're gonna have to pan out here for sure. Get the move that over. Get the height thing here. Here it comes. So, Adolf Hitler, being a madman, he liked his military things big, whether they be armored trains or, battleships, or in this case, this is a concept tank that I believe may have been approved by Adolf Hitler, and it's called several things, the Ratte P1000 Landkreuzer, and so this thing was supposed to be 39 meters long, so that's what's counting from the front of the turret there to the end of the thing. Now this turret, the main turret that turns, this is from a battleship. I think it was from the Scharnhorst, or maybe I forget, the big battleships that the Germans were using. So they were thinking, take that turret and let's just make a giant moving tank. These turrets are from one of the largest tanks that actually did exist, called the Maus, M-A-U-S. And so it had two of those in the back, and then this giant battleship turret. And actually, they put a few of these turrets onto land-based self-defense bunkers. You can look up images of it. So it's just like a giant battleship turret on a concrete structure on land. So anyways, this is a Range Rover, and now we're looking at this tank, right? So, in fact, let me move this down again so you get a sense of its height. Now, is this accurate? I don't know, because the thing never existed. I just went off of other people's conceptual drawings and stuff like that. Added a few more details because the drawings looked a little plain. And that's what I came up with here. Yeah. So, on these larger models that I make, or even the small buses, I hollow them out because Shapeways charges by the amount of plastic, or really I think they charge by the amount of time it takes to make a model. Time is money when you have to pay someone to watch it, right? Like a machinist, a CNC machinist. But even this articulated bus, I'll hollow them out, so I can save on cost for everyone, myself and anyone that chooses to buy these things. Alright, so I actually laid them out pretty nice this time around, so no need to reset. Let me just get our reference, the penny with the Range Rover. Get in a little closer here. Alright, well, hopefully you enjoyed today's mix of vehicles. That thing is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay, well, appreciate you guys watching today, and I'll see you in the next 1/400 scale mix.